Welcome to the JTV News Update. I am Sean Rose. A ceremony to present the 14 recipients of the Virgin Islands Emerging Fellows Award 2015 and to celebrate the launch of the completed Virgin Islands National Youth Policy was held Monday, April 27 at Maria's by the Sea Hotel. The Virgin Islands Emerging Fellows Award program is a grant for youth between ages 10 and 20 who demonstrate exceptional qualities in sports, academics, or arts, and will fund enrichment programs held during the summer of 2015. The program was launched in 2013. The government of the Virgin Islands also presented the youth policy, which would be steered by the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports, but also requires cross-governmental and private sector involvement. Education Minister Honorable Myron Walwyn says BVI has joined those developed countries that have formulated and implemented national youth policies.
Historically in the Virgin Islands, the issue of youth development and youth participation always seemed to be a distant concept. We sing the song that our young people are the future and the leaders of tomorrow. Yet it appears that the future never comes and tomorrow keeps being postponed. Until a young person turns the age of 18 and attains the right to vote, then they get our attention. It is time for us as a country to put our money where our mouth is and present structured plans and policies for the advancement of our young people in the territory. Much work has been done to produce a policy that presents a multifaceted approach to youth development. Over the years, we've had a chance to talk with youth at various levels and interests around our islands, and this policy seeks to comprehensively develop our young people under the 6 broad goals that you heard articulated before. In the Ministry of Education and Culture, we have begun the work of realizing these goals as they have been integral in our policy planning and administration from day one. As we finally launch this policy, I'm looking forward to the institutionalization of our National Youth Commission, our National Youth Council, and our Youth Parliament. As early as July, the youth of this territory will have the opportunity to take ownership of this youth policy as we prepare them to be a part of the sitting of the Commonwealth Youth Parliament at the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association's meeting, which will be held here in the Virgin Islands. The Virgin Islands Emerging Fellow Awards fits squarely into goal number 1 of our national youth policy, which is to ensure that all youth have adequate access to quality education and training to develop their competencies and skills. Through this program, we have been able to fund opportunities that have stretched the imagination of our past fellows, opened new opportunities for some, and developed in many a quest to be their best while adding to the advancement of this country. This initiative continues to showcase some of the brightest talents in this territory. I am honored to be standing among these young people who today represent a cross-section of who we are as a community, and even more so, our potential as a country. We started with just 2 fellows, as you heard Mr. Selwood said, in 2012, attending and participating in the London Olympic Games, 6 students in 2013, 8 in 2014, and today we have with us 14 fellows, inclusive of 2 students from a differently abled population.
A case study to evaluate the territory's implementation of the Port of Spain Declaration was facilitated by the Ministry of Health and Social Development this past week. The study is part of government's continued efforts to reduce chronic non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, in the territory. A 3-member research team led by a lecturer within the Department of Community Health and Psychiatry at the University of the West Indies, Dr. Michelle Harris, visited the territory to conduct the case study, which involves a number of key informant interviews with a variety of persons in the community. Coordinator of Health Promotions Services and the National Focal Point for Non-Communicable Diseases Prevention, Ivy George, says the results from the case study will hopefully serve to reinforce that the government is working to comply with the recommendations coming out of the United Nations high-level meeting on NCDs and the CARICOM Port of Spain Declaration. Contestant number 4, Deria Joseph, and contestant number 4, Shema Trim, each outperformed the 2 other competitors to win the Miss Gorgeous and Mr. Gentleman of Quality titles respectively, when the combined shows were held on April 25th at the Catholic Community Center on Virgin Gorda. Miss Joseph won the Talent, Lingerie Wear, Poise, Evening Wear, and Miss Intellect segments. Miss Photogenic and Miss Popularity titles went to Dominique Maloney. Davina Mitchell won Best Introduction. Meanwhile, Mr. Gentleman of Quality, contestant number 4, Shema Trim, almost had a clean sweep in his winning efforts. Trim won the Swimwear, Poise, Popularity, Talent, Evening Wear, and Intellect segments. Best Introduction went to contestant number 3, Eddie Young. Leisha Quafoy was the other contestant. Virgin Gorda Festival Committee Chairperson Sasha Flax has expressed gratitude to the many fans from Virgin Gorda and Tortola who supported the event. For the JTV News Update, I am Sean Rose.